Oh my gosh. Jax.
Thanks, Mike. Got you, bro.
Nothing.
Okay, you're gonna have to see if it is good. It says we're live on Facebook. Woohoo! Let's check it out.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there's people already on, so we are good to go. Hello, hello, everybody. As you're getting on, please tell me where you're from so we can shout you out and see if somebody else is from there. Let's see. We're going to make sure that we share this.
Mm-hmm.
We're from Jersey. Where are you from? You sharing it, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get it in the appropriate places, and then we are going to start. I'm so excited.
Good.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So the very first thing that I want to do is tell you about our giveaway. Okay, so all you have to do is put hashtag oil-free CBD in the comments, okay, and tag the person who sent you here to win a free product, full-size product, guys. And I'm so excited to talk about these products tonight because, oh my gosh, when I started doing research, it literally blew my mind. Okay, so all of you guys know that I'm a researcher, right? Because I'm a nurse and I love to learn about the body and what things do inside of our body. So when I started researching this oil-free CBD, it literally like made a light bulb go off in my head. Okay, so today we have somebody very, very special on our live. And I'm not gonna, I know I'm a woman of very many words, if you guys know me, but today it's going to be all about Bryan, okay? So Bryan Reed, he is the CEO of BIOREIGNS, and this is what we are going to be talking about today is this oil-free CBD complex that he is going to explain the science behind, but I have to tell you, when we first took this CBD, I almost said oil because it's not oil, okay? When we first took this CBD, it was like none other. I mean, I took it and within 2 minutes, I think Brandon and I both looked at each other like this. I think he wanted to tell me something and I wanted to tell him something, but we still just like looked at each other.
Just a big
and
old
then
smile,
he said,
yeah.
like, do you feel that? And I said, oh my gosh, thank you that you feel it, because I was gonna say, like, I feel my sinuses opening up. I feel like I can see better. Isn't that crazy? Like I felt like I could see better. And so it was such an instant thing, right? And you were pacing all over the place, like, I gotta do something. Let's go.
It did give me such clarity. It was crazy. I love this stuff.
So without further ado, because this is all about Bryan, I really need you guys to hear him out and hear about the science of it. But I would love to hear your story, Bryan. Just tell us like your story and your background and why you decided to go this route with CBD.
Sure. Well, thank you very much for having me, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great evening. Thank you for taking the time. My name is Bryan Reed. I'm the founder CEO of BIOREIGNS. I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. My story is very interesting. I was born and raised in Orange County, California, a city called La Habra. It was a little bit of a rough area. My father was a drug dealer. My mother was a drug addict. And I was raised in extremely abusive conditions, and it was very volatile. It was, I didn't really know what was coming or going or when things were going to happen, or, I knew things were bad and I knew bad things were going to continue to happen. So I was raised in a lot of chaos. I was raised around a lot of violence and things along those lines. As a young child, I actually knew that I did not want the life that my parents had chosen. However, as things go, being around all of that to cope with what was going on, by the age of 10, I actually started using drugs and alcohol. I used drugs and alcohol on a daily basis for over 20 years. I was still very high functioning. Thank God. I was able to do well in school. I was able to do well in sports. But I was always under the influence of something because I didn't know how to feel, what to feel, how to manage, how to cope. And that's all I knew how to get through a day, was to just basically numb myself with a foreign substance, you know, drugs, alcohol, whatever I could do to just make me feel okay to just get through a day. I was able to get through high school. I was able to go to Cal State Fullerton. I graduated with a finance degree. I'm a statistics guy. I'm an analytics guy. I love numbers. Numbers make sense to me. Science makes sense to me. I'm very black and white. Everything needs to add up. And so with me, I focus on details. I focus on facts. I don't like to debate things that are theories or things along those lines, because facts are facts. And that's what I like to live my life by. If it's a fact, it's a fact. So I got out of college. I had a real estate license. I had a Series 7. I got into the financial markets. I was trading stocks. I was doing financial planning. I was in real estate. I gravitated to real estate. I did extremely well. By the age of 24, I was making $1 million selling real estate. I was building call centers. I was scaling. I was one of the top agents in the Century 21 system. Age of 25, I moved to Prudential. I was the #2 Prudential agent in the world. I had a big team that I had built out of Orange County. And at the age of 25, I started my own real estate brokerage. It was very successful. I did very well. I specialized in residential real estate. I learned how to purchase distressed assets, fix those assets, sell those houses. I used to flip houses before it was the cool thing to do. I used to flip houses before anybody really knew what that was. So I started moving into multiple states. I started learning how to purchase properties from banks, things along those lines. I scaled my company. I franchised the company. I was a franchisor. We were doing $1 billion in real estate sales a year. But again, you know, I was still using on a daily basis. So there was success, but there was a lot of other things going on, to where, thank God, I had a lot of people that were supporting me and helping me get through it, because I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. And the people that I surrounded myself with, they were always trying to help me. A lot of those people, not a lot, but the core group of the people that were around me for my entire life are still with me today. But with that being said, when the real estate market crashed in 08 and 09, I crashed with it. I discharged about $50 million in bankruptcy court. And when I crashed in my business, I also crashed as a human being. My drinking and my drug using got very bad. The truth be told, I had just met a woman that I had been dating. She was living with me. And I told her before all of this had gone down that, hey, if you're here for this lifestyle, if you're here for this money, I'm just letting you know it's going to be all gone. And, you know, I don't expect you to stay. And obviously I'm a mess. And, you know, this woman looked at me and she just basically said, you know, Bryan, I love you. I don't care about the money. I don't care about all of this stuff. I just want you to get sober. And, you know, that really meant a lot to me, and it still does today. So just so you guys know, that woman is also today my wife of 10 and a half years. And we've been together for 12 and a half years. And she's, you know, she saved my life. And I was able to get sober, and we were able to rebuild business, and the market was low. So we worked and we worked and we worked and we worked and we worked. We flipped about 1,200 houses in Orange County area where we live. And 6 years after that, I was able to retire. We kept a large portfolio of real estate, and we just basically decided we were just going to live our lives. Well, somebody like me that's very, very active and very, very busy, and my mind's always going, retirement is not a good thing for me or anyone else, because I am driving everyone absolutely insane. So I started trying to help people get sober, because I was in the program, which, if you know, obviously I was involved in Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and things along those lines. So I was always trying to help people get sober. So I started working with detoxes, IOPs, sober livings. And that's where I was learning, like, hey, these street compounds are very similar to these pharmaceutical grade compounds. You're basically taking someone that's addicted to drugs that they're getting on the street from a dealer, and to get them off of those drugs, you're giving them a prescription that's very, very similar in what the compounds are. So I wanted to find a way to try to help people get sober without using prescription drugs. And that's how I came across CBD. Now, the interesting thing for me, and I've been in fitness for 31 years. I've been working out pretty much every day of my life since I was 13 years old. So fitness is important to me. But I knew that any time you take any type of supplement or any type of nutrient or anything that you're trying to deliver to the body through oil, it has to digest, because your body's 65% water approximately. Oil is a foreign substance to the human body. So when you put oil into the human body, it's going to create enzymes. It's going to digest it because it wants to basically turn it into waste and get it out of the body. So that's where I came to an issue that I didn't think could be solved for me personally. I couldn't really go down the road of CBD because I didn't feel that it could be properly delivered to the body, because everything that I saw was an oil delivery system. So through my frustration in this, I was talking to a very good friend that told me, hey, I know this guy. He is a biochemist. He specializes in the human body. He uses peptides, proteins. I know he's very high level. Why don't we talk to him? So through that conversation, when I called that man up and asked him, do you know anything about CBD? He told me, absolutely. I'm working with it right now. Come to my lab and I'll show you what I have. And when I went to that lab, I was able to see what we are all experiencing today. A pure, oil-free, water-soluble complex, 100% bioavailable to the human body. And he explained to me that he created this extremely high-level delivery system because his father was terminally ill and given 2 weeks to live. And he was trying to use curcumin and concentrate it, like concentrate a kilo of curcumin into a pill, but he couldn't deliver it to the body because it's not soluble. And this is how he created this complex, so he could deliver the curcumin into his father's body to help him. Now, his father was given 2 weeks to live. His father ended up living almost 4 more years from that day through using what was developed. He also found that not only the curcumin, which he was using for anti-inflammation, he found that when you synergize it with CBD, you get a very highly effective compounded effect of what both of these two can provide to the human body. And that's what we're using today. Now, originally, this was used to IV into human people. You know, they IV this into people to just help their bodies get strong and get to homeostasis and be at an optimal level. And that's what our products are. We've just taken them to where they're able to be digested or ingested into the human body. They do not digest, they actually absorb. And so one thing that I think is important that everybody understands, the CBD and the curcumin, they're not curing anything. They're not overcoming symptoms. They don't do that. What they do is they help optimize your body's performance. They help strengthen your body. They basically help the body do what it already does and what the body wants to do. The body wants to run optimal. It wants homeostasis. It wants to be level. It wants to be consistent. And it wants to be able to heal itself. That's how the body is made. And that's what these products do. They help your body be the best body it possibly can be. It also helps your mind work at an optimal state and be the best mind that your mind can be, because your mind is what ultimately directs your body. So if your mind is working optimal, it's sending the optimal, most efficient, most effective instructions to the body, and then you're getting optimal performance out of your entire self. So it's very important for me because again, I like details and I like to be very specific. And when I'm explaining something, there's nothing to claim that these things will do. What the fact is they're just going to help your body do what your body can already do. It's just going to optimize your body's performance. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more clarity. You know, all of those things are going to happen. The testimonials are there, and it's your body doing that. That's really the key. And I think that's critical. So that's kind of the story now, how I got into network marketing. I took BioReignS into network marketing because as I was giving people these products, they wanted more. They wanted more for their friends, their family, their coworkers. And it just started spiraling on top of itself. And it actually started to become what we have today, just organically by giving it out to people. And then people started buying it and they needed more. And this person said, this happened and that happened and that happened and that happened. And before we knew it, we had like 3,000 people in this company that were just excited about the product. And that's what we did day in and day out. And we've just continued to scale and we've continued to grow. We've continued to innovate. I do think it's important that everybody understands we are not solely a CBD curcumin company. We are a biotech company, and we are standing on our delivery system. We are the only company in the world that has this technology. It is next level. We can also do products that are not CBD and curcumin related, and we plan to do that later this year when we launch new products that don't have CBD and curcumin in them, but are highly effective in other areas to optimize your body. So that's important to me that you understand that we will have a lot of diversity. We will continue to innovate. We will continue to formulate. And we're working on those things now in our R&D structures. So that's really what it is. Now, I'd also like to explain the technology because I think it's important that you understand exactly how this works. This is an extremely technical, high-level delivery system. It's very, very difficult to completely understand. So I'm going to do this as simply as possible. And if you simplify it, it actually is simple. Our bodies are about 65% water. The earth is about 65% water. Our bodies want water. So what we've created is a complex. So this is a reaction in the lab. There are no chemicals involved in this reaction. We are taking natural molecules, curcumin, CBD. They're not modified in any way. They are in their pure source. Interestingly enough, when we take these carbohydrates, not food carbohydrates, please understand, we're taking exotic carbohydrates that are hydrophilic, that love water, and they're encapsulating the CBD curcumin molecules, which are hydrophobic. They don't like water. They don't absorb, because when you put water on a leaf, it falls right off. It will never absorb because it's hydrophobic. So these hydrophilic molecules encapsulate the curcumin and CBD. Interestingly enough, only the perfect CBD curcumin molecules will fit into the complex. So you're getting a very, very pure concentrated form opposed to something that's oil that has to be digested through your body, enzymes created. Your body's working hard when it needs to be working on other things to get rid of this oil. With ours, it's very simple. Hydrophilic encapsulates the hydrophobic. It creates a complex through a reaction in the lab. We take the complex, we put it into water that's at a very specific set pH. It's all balanced out. And then what happens is the molecules of the complex bind to the water molecules. So when you're taking the products, it's absorbing into the body because the body's identifying it as water. When we put water into the human body, it allows it to absorb. It passes the blood-brain barrier. Very important. The other barriers of the body, it allows it in. It's not digesting at all. Now, I told you I like facts. I like science. I like math. I like everything to add up. So the question is, how do we know? Well, we've proven it. So what we've done, and this is on our website under technology, we have done clinical EEG studies where we are measuring brain activity. So when we measured oil and nano products after 5 minutes of taking it and 1 hour of taking it, there was no change in anyone that took the products, no change in brain function at all of any type of anything that could really be measured. In every patient or every person that we did this study with through a third party, all on the site, within 5 minutes, the stress level in every section of the brain lowered within 5 minutes, proving that this compound is in the brain within 5 minutes of consumption, proving that it's absorbing into the body, because if it had to digest, digestion in the human body takes approximately 45 minutes. So we have proof. And when people want to debate me, I simply always say, look, here's my proof. Please provide me with your proof. I would love to see it. From my knowledge, there is no other company out there that has any type of clinical proof of what their product does in the human body whatsoever. We've done that. So we're not really here to debate. I'm not really here to get into what's this, what's that, or the other. What I'm here to do is prove to you that what our technology in this delivery system does is the most highly effective way to deliver CBD curcumin to the human body and other nutrients, other anything you want to get into the system. That's the point. You're getting what you're taking. Now, let's go a step further. Testing. One thing that's very interesting is I've had people say, hey, we tried to test your product. We didn't find any CBD, or we didn't find any curcumin or anything. We didn't really see anything. Like, what are you guys doing? Selling water? Doesn't make sense. And I'm like, of course it doesn't make sense. You're sending our product to a laboratory that's using an SOP to test oil products. So what they're doing is they're basically taking the product, they're putting it into a channel where they're shooting water through this channel, and it's capturing the CBD molecules as it's being thrown through this channel. So with our product, guess what? It's water, so it goes straight through. It can't measure or grab any molecules because the molecules are part of the water in our product. That's what creates that confusion, because these labs don't have an SOP, because it's not the same type of testing for what our product does. We have to utilize very specific evaporation protocols with very high level chemists and scientists to be able to even get to where you need to get with these types of products, which most testing labs in CBD don't even have the type of instruments or validation or experience to even begin to understand what to do with these products and this technology to come up with testing. The other thing that's important that you understand, in our product, we're basically disclosing the amount of milligrams of the complex. The complex is created half CBD, half curcumin, but it also takes into account the weight of the carbohydrates used in the complex, which in our opinion is creating a much more stable level of efficacy and safety in what our products are, because it's a consistent dose. The CBD and the curcumin is consistent throughout the water. It doesn't sit in clumps, maybe in the side or on the bottom or stick to the side, or it's a random event of what you might pull out of the oil mix. Ours is all water, so it's dissipated evenly. So you're always getting a consistent dose. And we do have a very detailed video put out by 2 doctors that I think would really help everybody understand the level of confidence that these people have in these products. And one of these gentlemen has been working with CBD since 1984, which that might be before some people were even born on this call. I wish I could say the same, but that's not the case for me, but close, not too far off, but close. So he's thrilled to have this water soluble complex, because he's been looking for something to where the compound is in the brain, because that's really what makes these things effective. So I hope that that's clarity. I hope I didn't speak too long. I hope all of that makes sense, but I am more than willing to answer any questions or go over anything in any more detail if anyone would choose to have me do that. But again, thank you all for your time. I really appreciate everybody taking the time. I know people are taking time away from their family on Sunday night. So I just want to thank everybody once again, and I hope everybody has a great day, and I hope that made sense.
Thank you so much, Bryan.
Yeah,
that
thank
was
you. That was
amazing.
perfect.
Yes, because you know, I think that it is so critical for everyone to understand that this is not an oil, this is a water. So the testing that we have to do, you know, it needs specific machines to be able to test this. And so it's just great that you came on here and kind of just let everybody know that there's such a difference between the two, and the ways that you have to test it. So I also kind of wanted to go through, Bryan, and I hope that's okay, is everybody wanted to kind of share a little bit about their experience with the certain products that we've had so far. And if anybody had any questions for Bryan on the products, we'd love to be able to do that. And I know that Brandon wants to tell you guys a story about Jack. So
Let me start with the story.
sure.
All right. So as we were talking earlier, we got our box, and Shannon and I, we tried our drops, and we were like looking at each other stunned. A couple minutes later, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. What I did, which she didn't know, is I took the pet CBD with me. I ran down the stairs. I was like, I got to see how this works on my dog. I was like, this is amazing. So I gave Jack some, and then maybe 15 minutes later or something like that, the FedEx guy came, rang the doorbell, dropped the package off, and left. Well, I was like to Shannon, I was like, did you just see that? She's like, what? I was like, wait, did you just see that? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, Jax didn't bark. She's like, huh? I was like, I gave him some of the CBD. He didn't bark. He didn't flip out or anything. She was like, oh my gosh. And
that's kind of how it was, right, guys? Because I think you were on the phone with me.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. Because if anybody knows Jax, if anybody's been following me, you know that Jax is like, he's a spaz, right? Anybody comes to the door and he's like, he looks like he's going to attack. But the minute you would come in, he'd let everybody like steal everything in the house because he'd lick you to death. But when you come to that door and you ring the doorbell, he will go ballistic. And so I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Well, when he said that, I was like, I'm sold. That's it. Like, I'm done. This is insane. I've never ever seen him like that. He's taken other CBD products before, and don't get me wrong, it'll make him a little bit calmer. Like he maybe won't eat them, but he still like really, really goes at the door. And so when he told me that, I had chills. I was just like, no, there's no way that that's my dog. So that is one of our favorite products, just because we're just like, wow, this is mind blowing. But I know that everybody else wants to share their favorite product and ask Bryan a little bit about stuff. So I am going to go and take this over to Kristen Ragucci and for her to tell you her favorite product and a little bit about why.
Hi, guys. Okay. Hi, Bryan. Thank you so much for doing this, by the way.
Of course. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So I just wanted to show everybody the complex. So right here we have full spectrum. It has the white cap. Okay. And we have broad spectrum. So I was hoping, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about why I started with this, but maybe you can go over the difference of the two and why somebody might take one versus the other. But for me, we started with CBD in general because I have special needs children. Okay. And they have some like sensory issues. They get really, really anxious and nervous in different situations. And myself, I have so many I'm not going to list them all, crazy health issues. I was like a walking mess. I joke around that I should live in a bubble because of all my issues. And so I had the same kind of experience that they were just saying. I mean, the first time that I took this one and I took the full spectrum, I was like standing there and all of a sudden I just kind of relaxed. And you know what? My thoughts were so clear. I actually
She
couldn't
was
believe
with
it
us, so we can testify to this.
I think we actually watched this on video and we were amazed.
She goes,
we were actually
guys.
we were on a video call with like the, and it was like you could actually see it on my face when everything just kind of relaxed. And I felt so clear. I actually was like, I just want to sit and learn something. Like I feel so focused. And one of the things I remember saying, and then I actually was crying over this, is I said, this feeling right here, if my kids could feel like this, remember that, Shanna? If my kids could feel like this every day, like that would just be incredible. I mean, that's what.
No, you actually said to me, this is what normal people must feel like.
That's right. I said, I said, this is what normal people that don't have these issues that I was having must feel like in their day. And then I said, oh my God, if my kids could feel this, like it blew me away. And so yeah, we've been all taking it here. It's just been so incredible. And so I just like, I'm ready to run and share it with the world. So that's why we're here. But if you could maybe go over the difference between the broad and the full spectrum real quick, and maybe why one, somebody might choose one versus the other, that would be helpful.
Sure. So I think it's important. We work with organically grown hemp. Number one. Number two, I think it's also important that, our biochemists, they work hands-on with the actual hemp and the raw materials that come in. We test them in the lab. We send them out for third-party testing. So we're looking for very high quality raw material, because that's important, because we do have relationships and pieces of ownership in everything that we do. So we're able to have control start to finish. So I think that's pretty important to understand. The broad spec is basically THC free. They remove all THC. The full spec has minimal amounts within legal limit. And really, it just kind of depends on your preference. Research, which is limited, a lot of people will tell you that a little bit of THC helps for activation purposes within the brain and the body. So again, to me, they're both extremely high level. I would like to touch base on people, with what goes on with reducing the stress levels in the brain, and what my theory as a recovering addict is. Triggers are a big deal, and I think everybody, with so much going on in life, like we all start at like this baseline level that our brain's at. And when we're getting hit with different things, that stress starts increasing. And when we hit a certain threshold, it hits a trigger and it kind of makes us go into a mode that we don't want to be in. Stress, anxiety, things along those lines. We feel like we don't want to feel. My theory on this is, with this compound in the brain, lowering those stress levels in every section, you're lowering your starting point. So when things are going on and you're escalating and you're escalating, since you're starting lower, it takes way more to get you up to a level to where you're going to feel how you don't want to feel. Meaning, if things are going on, you're actually going up to where you normally would start. So things are still in perspective. Things are still good. Homeostasis is still being obtained. So that's really what I love about, especially what you're saying. Like, I have all of these things. The other thing is, inflammation is just not good at all for the human body. We want to get rid of inflammation in the human body. That is where diseases start. It's just, that's what causes pain. And these are formulated specifically to do those things: get rid of inflammation, lower stress levels in the brain, reach homeostasis, optimize your mind, optimize your body. And the results, I've been on these protocols for about 2.5 years. I feel like I'm in my 20s again. And, I've had 9 major surgeries. I had a lot of inflammation and pain and just mental things going on. And I had a really rough time regulating my emotions at certain points. And I've been able to put all of those things in perspective using these products. So it's a blessing. And I'm so glad you guys are all going to be able to experience this, because that's what me and my wife do this for. We just want to help people and give back. You know, I've been given a second chance on life, and I want to help as many people as I possibly can, because she helped me and a lot of people helped me, no strings attached, through things that I couldn't have ever gotten through by myself.
That's perfect. Okay, and one thing you do test, I get this question a lot. You do test for the THC levels in the broad spectrum.
Yes,
correct?
and that's on the website.
Excellent. All right,
All the surveys are there.
All right, Shanna, I'm not sure who you wanted to pass this over to next. Would you like to introduce?
I'll go.
You're muted.
Brian,
Hold on,
thanks
you
for doing this. Thanks for being here with us.
Absolutely.
I wanted to share with you this little bottle right here. The CBD lean has been amazing, man. I started taking this about 10 days, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I was blown away. I've lost about 10 pounds in 10 days.
Yeah.
And feel more on point and more focused and more light. I'm a full-time school teacher. When I get home, pretty toast. But this last week and a half, I've just been on point all day long. Very minimal appetite, not like jittery or anything. Very small meals, and even just intermittent fasting with not eating after school at all for the rest of the evening. This stuff is magical. Can you elaborate on what makes this? It's just like
I lost 8 pounds.
All right. Yeah.
I've lost 6. Doesn't make you like tired.
Like I'm getting pumped. I'm gonna have my summer dad bod on point by the time that rolls.
I love it. So the lean is something, you know, I took this to the biochemist and I said, look, you know, I want to help people that are looking to get into better shape, you know, shed some pounds or maintain where they're at. You know, for me personally, I use it on a daily basis. It's highly effective. And what we're doing here is we're creating an endothermogenic. And what that really means is we're basically taking, your body burns calories all day long. Even if we're sleeping, it's burning calories, and that's done through heat. So what we're doing is we're optimizing the burning of calories through increasing the heat through this formulation of a thermogenic. And what this thermogenic is it's CBD, curcumin, yohimbe, and there is a little bit of caffeine in there to get everything activated, but it is highly effective. And like everybody's saying, through our R&D and when we were running this, people that wanted to lose between 30 and 40 pounds were losing between a half a pound and a pound a day. Now, please understand that's with us asking them to make some adjustments to their diet and their program and things along those lines. But I think we can all agree that if you're getting results, you're going to be motivated to make those changes because you're getting the results. So one thing for us is we're in the middle, which you guys can join and just start doing. We're doing a big 90-day transformation challenge. It started January 11th. It ends April 11th. And we're going to have a big celebration and a big BizOp event in Orange County, Costa Mesa on April 18th. So we expect to see everybody there. I would love to meet everybody face to face. And we've got some people that are doing some amazing things. And the transformation challenge is mind, body, and business. So we want you to improve what you're doing through your daily affirmations, getting your life on track, journaling, just really digging deep, resetting values, like defining who we are, defining where we're going, and just getting down to those daily tasks of what we need to do. And, you know, especially as couples, just communicating and being on the same page and setting goals and spending time and just, you know, really getting down to the basics of like, what is my quality of life? Like, I want people to change their lifestyle. I don't want people to do something for 90 days and just go back to the way it was. It takes 21 days to build a habit. It takes 90 days to actually build a lifestyle. And that's what this is about. And that's what BioReigns is about. This is about a lifestyle. It's about taking your life and becoming your best you. And that's what I'm here to help everybody with.
Absolutely love it, man. Yeah, up here in Seattle, it gets cold and dark and rainy, and it's not the most inspiring environment. Even my 17-year-old daughter, she was like, kind of like, we were both feeling a little lethargic throughout the winter, and she started taking it too. She's even down 5 pounds. She loves it. And I just feel like I can do anything. Like my focus, and it's been on point. So
that's awesome. Well, we can do everything. I'm proud of you, man. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. And you, you know, you resonated me from day one. I'm familiar with the program, the 12 step as well. And I just
awesome.
Heart to heart, man. I wanted to pass it on to Lauren. I think she had something she wanted to ask you about the Limitless.
Awesome.
Yes. Hey, Bryan.
Hi.
How are you? Thank you so much for doing this. We're like, yeah, we're so pumped up to be here with you. So I'm so glad we were just talking about lean and limitless, because I got to tell you, so I saw this Limitless and I'm like, I don't know, guys, I can't take stuff like this. I get jittery. I've taken another brand, and Stu will tell you, I had to jump in our pool and swim to like work it off because my heart was racing. I was jittery. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. So I did. I just tried one, and I'm not kidding. I've never felt better in my life. And it's such a natural way. And I mean, Stu has his own experience with it that I'm sure he'll be happy
I can
to
share that quick.
Yes.
So pretty much like, you know, when I first tried it, I tried one. Now I'm like 250. So I went to 2. But I tell you what, like, you know, I'm working on my kitchen and things like that. So like, it's like, it really does put you in that focused mode. And you're like, no, I just got to keep pushing, keep going. Even when you feel like stopping, it's like, nah, like, you got this. Like, what do you mean you're going to stop? So
Bryan, he finished sanding the ceiling.
So I finished sanding. So
he finished the project.
So as Bryan said, like, so a 90-day to pick up that, what is it? 21 days for the habit, 90 days for the lifestyle, right? So I got about 90 days. My man, 90 days.
No, we have like 2 months till we get there.
What?
Yeah,
well, I'm going to have to work extra hard then. So when I come to California, yes, I'll be in California in April. So, but yes, this stuff is great. I mean, for everybody that's on, you know, you got to experience for yourself as well.
You really do.
But it's awesome.
Yeah, but we were just going to ask you about that, because most products like Limitless do end up giving you that jittery, shaky, anxious feeling, and this does not. So like, can you share your secret on why that is, or what this like magic formula is that you crack that code?
Sure. So what you're thinking in your mind is like pre-workout or energy drink or something like that, right? And what they're using is like massive amounts of caffeine and things along those lines. So what they're really doing is they're just speeding you up, but then you crash.
Yep.
So what Limitless is completely different, because here's what it is. It's a nootropics formula. Nootropics is focusing on the brain. So what that is doing is the proprietary blend of Limitless is literally maximizing cell optimization. Your neurons are communicating faster than they normally would. Therefore, you're mentally clear, you're focused, you have more energy, you have more stamina, and you don't crash. Because it's not loaded with caffeine, it's not loaded with stimulants. So that's why we made it this way. I used to have a huge problem with energy drinks.
Yeah.
I use Limitless to get off of that. And I will tell you, so lean Limitless stack, that's a real thing. So you take your Limitless with your lean. If you exercise, you're burning more calories, you're more focused, you have more endurance, you have more strength. And you basically, for me, I can get through a workout, more weight, more reps, more sets, fewer time between sets, break the muscles down straight into standard daily for muscle recovery, taking the inflammation out of the muscles so they can rebuild faster. That's a formulation. That's for an athlete.
Nice. And I got to say, sorry.
You're good. It's just, we formulated for everyone. These can help everybody.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, because we were wondering. I know that Jenny wanted to share something too.
Sure, no problem.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jenny. This is Mike.
Brian, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you, guys. I like your hat.
I got it from a cool guy I know.
So, you know, with me personally, I actually started using CBD a couple of years ago to help me with my sleep. And I literally got our box, 10 days ago or so. And I reached all through the box and I was like, where's the sleep? Where's the sleep? Because I wanted to like, just, you know, put a little drop on my tongue just to see what it tasted like and, you know, get ready for it. Right. So I typically am the type of person that cannot sleep throughout the night. Right. Like I will get up in the middle of the night, come to the couch because I don't want to keep him awake, tossing and turning. So I took this the very first night and I thought that it was a fluke because I slept so soundly that entire night. The next morning I woke up, this one was on the couch because I slept so deep in sleep that I was snoring and he couldn't even literally he couldn't even stay in the room with me because I was that deep in sleep.
So you admit it.
I admit it.
There we go.
And honestly, like I'm the one that always ended up on the couch. And this man has been on the couch like 3 nights out of the last 10 days.
It's a good rest. I'll give her that.
But it has really been amazing for me. And the next day, I literally wake up so refreshed, ready to start my day, like ready to get going. Thank you for creating this product because like after I put just 2 or 3 drops under my tongue, within like 5 or 10 minutes, like I'm having to fight that feeling in the backside of your eyes that you get when your eyes are really heavy and you're like, I can't do it anymore. Like I have to go on to bed because I'm out. So
awesome.
What exactly, like, what is in this different? Because how did you create this?
Sure. Well, I wish I could take the credit. I didn't create it, but I do have a little bit to do with formulation and things along those lines. But so the difference is, you know, we use peptides. So there's actually a sleep peptide in there, which what we're looking to do is sleep being one thing, but quality of sleep is another, you know, deep sleep, REM sleep. And that's what we're looking for because when you're sleeping, that's really the only time that your mind really recovers and just heals what needs to be healed in the human mind and in the brain, actually, I should say. So it's important. So, you know, a lot of us, we have kids, we never really get into deep sleep because we're like, what if they wake up? Or we have our mind on this, or we have our mind on that. So even though we may be sleeping, we're not getting that quality sleep. So, you know, it's that GABA, that 5-HTP, that's the peptides, it's all the formulations that we do. And we do that because we want to make sure, number one, that you're able to get to sleep, you're able to get the proper amount of REM sleep, and you're able to get the rest that you need. However, it's also important that we're not knocking you out to where you don't wake up the next morning ready to go. Right? So you've got to formulate. The formulation is the key. What these biochemists do, these people are made, they understand the human body. Like they literally, their minds are like this. If we put this into your body, it's going to do this on a cellular level. So it's pretty cool to be able to work with these guys every day and have them go through that with you. Like, this is what's going to happen to the human body if we do this. That's why I say, you know, hey, other companies like, hey, what's your biochemist say? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, what's your biochemist got? You know what I mean? Like, we have an FDA approved R&D lab, a staff of biochemists that all they do is specialize in the human body. It's extremely unique. It's extremely special. And as you will find, the testimonials will keep coming and you'll be so proud of what you're doing and helping people because that's what it's all about.
That is what it is all about. Yep. I agree. Thank you, Brian, for that.
You're welcome. Thank you both.
And I'm going to pass it off to Deb now. She's going to talk about her favorite product.
I can't wait. Hi, Brian.
Hi. I already know what this is.
Oh, you do, don't you?
I do.
It's my diva counterpart here.
It is. Yes.
So, when I heard you had anti-aging products, I was like, I am in. Like,
absolutely.
I'm 59.
You look amazing, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you. I've always been a skincare junkie. I mean, since my 30s. And my mother always taught me to start taking care of your skins from the age of, 20s even, because it will make a difference. And, I am 59 and I'm like, I feel like just very blessed right now. Because
she's a hot 59. Woo!
I thought she was like 39 max.
Oh, I thought. Thank you. Anyway, this product I've been using for about a week now. I think I used it about 5 times, and I've been putting it on only at nighttime. I guess we could use, I'm not sure, we could use it twice a day, but I've been just using it once a day just to kind of get used to it. And the funny thing is that the other day I was washing my face, and I even went into the chat with the girls and I said, oh my gosh, like my skin's like peeling. And then when I dried it off, it was like a little peels. And then I looked and it was like, almost like I felt like there was total like clarity in my skin. It was just, I was just totally like amazed. So what is in this? Like, what is in this that's like so magical? Because I'm telling you, I've used products that are very expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, I've used a lot of expensive stuff. And
of course. So you can compare that to other products on the market. You're going to spend a few $100s for something along those lines. Originally, that was formulated for extreme burn victims. Hydrochloric acid. The peptides are the key. So what you're doing is you're basically help generating new skin cells, right? And healing what other skin cells are there for, getting the maximum effect. For me, I'm a guy, I have no hair. So when you don't have hair, that's one strike. So you have to, I put that on my head, my face, I put that on my entire body. I'm not going to lie, twice a day. You can ask Mrs. BIOREIGNS. She will tell you I am extremely high maintenance, terrible, but it's made a huge difference in my skin. It really has, and like you're saying, I'm getting older, I want to like have my wife look at me and be like, okay, he's still doing okay for an old man, but it is important. Plus you also want to take care of your skin, largest organ in the body. Most people don't know, but the skin is the most difficult one, because what happens is people can create products to where they can tighten skin and things along those lines short term. But what happens is it can really make the receptors and things along those lines stop working over time. And then you get like this ultimate sag. That's not what we want to do. No. We want to formulate to keep things healthy, optimal, keep, the cells rejuvenating and keep everything working correctly. So skincare is very, very tricky. And we feel like we've obviously come up with the key. One little secret, I would keep that in your fridge because it helps with the peptides because they're active. So if you come to my house, there's like 14 bottles of Dermeffect in there. That's all mine. And I pretty much bathe in the stuff because it's a great feeling when it's cold and you apply it to your skin. You can feel it. And that's what I love about it.
No, you're right. And I think, are you going to be making a larger like size at some point? Because I think I might do the whole body thing too.
I would, yeah. I'll send you a tub.
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, thank you for this.
Of course, absolutely.
And I think Carolee has something to share with us.
Hey guys, hi Brian, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for being on here with us.
Of course.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the gummies. So I have them right here, and you can get them in the regular or organic. And this was actually the first product that I tried. So I have tried another brand of these before, and honestly, it didn't really do anything for me. So I was home the other day, and for those of you that know, I have 5 kids and they drive me insane, especially my little ones. And I had a migraine and I was like, oh my gosh, I just sat on the couch and I was like, you know what, let me try the gummies. So I took 2 of these, and within 5 minutes, I felt it. Like it was immediately, I just felt like this overwhelming, like calm feeling. And it also like helped me sleep that night. Like my migraine did not come back at all. And it was just amazing. And they taste so good. Like the ones I tried before had like a yucky aftertaste, and these did not. They tasted amazing. So I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit more about the gummies, but they are amazing.
Well, the taste is simple. There's no oil. So, you know what I mean? Like that's why. So the taste is your pure taste. So the complex doesn't really have taste. So that's why on that. So, but what you're getting is you're getting extremely pure CBD. You're getting very high quality CBD through a very clean delivery system straight into your body. And what it's doing is it's simply absorbing. It's going through the blood-brain barrier into your brain. Those receptors are going to work, and you're basically putting into your body what your body wants to be working in an optimal state. Again, the CBD is not curing the headache. Your body is, because it has what it needs to do it now. And basically, you're just getting a very pure, consistent amount of what your body wants. And that's all there is to it. Now, they taste great because we want to put out a product that people enjoy, and everybody loves the gummy. I have a gummy addiction. It's a problem, especially when I'm trying to train and do this challenge. But again, they're great. You know, there's something that, you know, everybody loves gummy bears. They're candy. They're good. You know, they're like a little treat, like pop them, you know, pop a few of those and boom, you're in good shape.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're great.
Really quickly, I just wanted to like chime in one, just because I have kids. So this is the reason why I have to talk about this, because I have picky kids. And so I love the fact that these products don't have that taste, that aftertaste, because I know like with other products, it's very hard sometimes to give it to your children because they're like, ew, I don't want to take that stuff. Like they're fighting you. Well, I like have to hide my gummies because my kids happen to think that they are candy. So they start popping them. I'm like, oh, this is not good. I have to hide them. So I just love that. Thank you, Bryan.
Sure.
That was it for me. So I don't know if you wanted to talk about anything else, Shannon, Brandon.
Okay, we're finished, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the end of it.
Okay, so we are getting towards the hour mark, so I do not want to waste any time for you guys, but thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you go ahead and in the comments, make a hashtag that says oil-free CBD, okay? And tag the affiliate who sent you here, the distributor that sent you here, so that you can enter to win a full-size product, okay? And thank you so much, Bryan. I mean, we really appreciate this because I know that you're a busy man and you have lots to do, and you took your time to come on here and explain everything thoroughly. I knew that we could do a pretty good job at it, but nothing's better than hearing it from you. So thank you so much for being here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes, no, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.